Ports and cigars. It's a match made in heaven. I don't know how many times you have tried it, but let's talk about it today. Port wines come from Portugal, and there are different kinds of ports. Ruby port, white port, rosé port, and this one is a Tawny. Tawny ports are open vatted, means the grape juice is oxidized and stored in barrels for long periods of time. We're talking about 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and so on. So when we talk about aged wines or aged for 20 years, for example, this Gram 20 that we're going to pair it with Gaaja, according to the specifications, they have to blend this port with at least wine or ports that are aged for 20 years. Now imagine that, guys. I was a baby when they probably thought about making this one. Man, just kidding. So let's crack this bottle open and let's taste it. Like a couple of ounces of Grams 20. And look, as you can see the colors. Look at that, legs coming out. That shows the sugar content of the port. First thing first, make sure your palate is ready. Nice nuttiness, sweetness. Surprisingly, there is a slight taste of that peppercorn, not spiciness of the peppercorn, taste of that peppercorn going on. Yeah, these are the legs that I'm talking about. I hope you can see it properly. This would pair perfect with a cigar of that caliber, the complexity, the well-aged fermented tobaccos. Let's light up the Gaaja. Idea of Gaaja cigars was probably conceived right around 2011-2012, where we came across some hybrid tobaccos from Ecuador. We were experimenting with different kinds of tobaccos at that time, and when we tasted this tobaccos as a purito, mind-blowing. The flavors were very complex, nuttiness, sweetness, just in the wrapper. We're not even talking about the fillers right now. So our mind was set right there and then that this should be our cigar that can make a stamp of Bombay tobacco. To blend with that cigar, we wanted to emphasize the complexities. We wanted to emphasize that flavors, that we wanted to portray the age of the tobacco. We're using the wrappers from Ecuador. The vintage on the current wrappers that we are using is 2002. Imagine this tobacco, and when we ferment, it was sitting there since that long, and we started fermenting that probably in 2012 to get released. The cigar was released in 2016. So that is the long fermentation that we use just for the wrapper. Look at the wrapper. Look at the quality of the wrapper. There is literally no seam. There is no secondary veins that are even visible in the wrapper. So about the fillers. Again, one more unique step that we think that we did was using tobacco from countries like Peru and Paraguay. There are many cigars that have imported the Peruvian fillers, and how we focus it is the seco, the seco and the viso that we are using as Peruvian fillers for Gaaja. imparts more floralness, that bouquet that we call. When like when the oral factors are enticed, that is where we were aiming to achieve with the Gaaja, in the Gaaja cigar, based on that filler, which also complements the flavors. It does not kill the flavors of the wrapper. So we wanted to have that amalgamation properly done so that you can enjoy that. Also, one more important component for Gaaja is the seco. One more leaf of seco that we're using is from Paraguay. Now, been in the industry for probably around 20-25 years. I've not heard about a cigar or tobaccos from Paraguay ever used, so it was a first of a kind. And we came across the guy actually in Nicaragua, and he offered us some tobacco that he wanted to sell, and we were surprised that it was from Paraguay. So that was a clicking point for us. Let's light it up. Let's see if it is slight bit even true what I'm talking about. Let's see that. Just a bouquet from lighting it. Also to tell you, don't judge a cigar. Don't try to figure out what the smell, what the taste is when you light it up. Give it a second. Let the cigar heat up. Let that flavor start melding. Light up the cigar. Make sure the wrapper is completely lit. The ligero or the fillers are lit properly, and then you make your judgment. Just don't jump on it right away. Oh yeah, look at the burn. The draw is like a straw. Very easy draw, as if you're breathing. That's one more factor that we always think about when we make the cigar. The weight, the amount of tobacco in there. It should be as if you're breathing, not you don't have to have more exertion on your cheeks. So talking about the flavors. Slightly spice back on the back tone, but majorly very sweet. Some cedar tones or some sweet spice going on in the thing. Very, very creamy. Very nutty, very nutty. Those are the aromas that we are talking about now. Aroma is the very woodsy, cedar. Sweet hay. Very savory, very savory. It hits all the angles of the taste and the oral. So it's more of, I'm enjoying the cigar, I'm enjoying the flavors completely. It doesn't leave my mouth dry. That is more important. We'll definitely side by side. Match made in heaven. Wow. Tasting the port and the cigar together. Wet your palate. You know, nice flavor tones of hazelnut. That spice is still there, which is actually surprisingly very nice from the port. Taste of that peppercorn. Beautiful. More vanilla. Oh wow. Oh, beautiful. So whenever you get a chance, taste that port, the Gram 20, and the Gaaja. This is the natural torpedo. I'll leave you guys to that. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful evening.